Hello, welcome to another episode of Holly D Live. I'm Holly D. Sorry I haven't done one in a while, guys. I've been going through a transitional period of sorts. There's a lot of stuff happening in my personal life, and I'm trying to get as many as I can. But just so you know, I have a lot of people, I have a lot of guests, and a lot of things going on. From henceforth, I don't know. My circle of friends has gotten smaller and smaller over the past few months. Now, I still have those podcasts, so we can always reflect on them, and we can always, think about the good times, and I'll still have guests. It just won't be to that gravity. I probably won't have, multiple guests on multiple days, that like I usually have. My life is going through a transitional period. There's a lot going on, and I started these podcasts for therapy of sorts, to help others and to help myself gain a bit more of understanding and new perception of what other people go through and how we can help each other. Because we only have one life to live, shit. And the connections that we have with people, and, they're important and they shouldn't go unnoticed. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I want to talk about, guys, I'm not going to talk about twin flames in specific. I'm just talking about relationships in general. If you have been with someone that you cannot see, this subject is so touchy for some, and it's nice for others. Relationships, man, they're so fucking complicated, and they might be simple, but in my life, I complicate shit. That's what I fucking do, and I'm trying to simplify it. I just want to let everybody know that's going out there, that's out there going through some serious stuff, or, you haven't talked to your ex, or you haven't in a long, long time. Don't give up hope, because I just heard from mine out of fucking nowhere. It was like the best day of my life. I was like, fuck yeah. And even if nothing becomes of it, it just made me feel good that maybe I did something better to earn her back in my life, which I don't even think I'll be able to do at this point. But I'd want to try. Nothing's impossible, and, most of the time the roadblocks we put up are we put them up ourselves. Or people are worried about what other people think, too. How's this going to work? What is my family going to think? How are we going to do holidays? How are we going to do... Now, this is just me personally, with my own personal, my divine counterpart. Just some questions that I've had, And the truth is, and my answer to all of it is, after reaching some heightened sense of awareness as of late, is I don't care. I've done serious wrong, but everyone deserves to be happy. And just like I was talking to my dude, Matt, he doesn't do podcasts, so I couldn't get him to do one. Not that I force people to do these. That would be fucking something, huh? I'd be like, you're going to do a fucking podcast before you leave. Some people are into it, some people aren't. Some people are like, I just don't know. And I totally respect that. But he said, even if it's just for a little while, I'm very grateful that I had what I had for a little while, even though I took it for granted and I fucking did all this shit. I can't think about that anymore, because that's done and gone. What's done is done. And don't dwell upon it, and don't blast it in the other motherfucker's face. Regardless of the gender, it doesn't matter. A relationship's a relationship. And, you blast it, you blast from the past, but you blast from the past in their face, then that's going to make them feel ashamed, and it's going to make them feel insecure about the fucking whole relationship and everything. And I'm not saying that's happening to me. That's not happening to me whatsoever. But, it's happened in the past with a lot of people that I know, and especially a friend of mine as of late, it's really happening to her. I guess the dude's bringing up like past shit like all the time, and not letting her live it down. I was like, some point, there's got to be a compromise somewhere. And there's just so many ways there's so many ways to perceive this question. Should you forgive them? Should you not forgive them? Are they good for you? There's just a billion questions. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't lose hope. If you truly believe that they are the one for you, don't give up on that. I had I had a horrible jealousy. I had obsession problems. I had lying problems. I had just the worst problems problems that just totally break trust. And if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. But you know what? I rose free from it. I broke free from that shit. And you really can too, guys. You really can too. Some of it's tied to genetics and shit, like your family, that it runs in your family. That's what I learned. My family doesn't listen to my podcast, as far as I know, because it's got explicit shit and they know what the fuck I do, and I just don't even care anyway. I am so content living in my fucking car right now. This is my home. But anyway, no, I want you to, don't worry. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm well fed. I'm well taken, I take care of myself. And I think half of relationships is they always say it's a blessing or a lesson, and when you find the one, I found mine already. So I'm speaking from experience. When you find the one and you guys break up, it's horrid and it's fucking horrible. But if you know through and through that they're the fucking one, dude, go after it in ways that aren't necessarily texting them or calling them. Show them that you're making progress towards them without saying anything. I've been working on myself, and I'm trying to shed myself of all negative traits that don't serve me anymore. That wouldn't serve anybody, that just makes shit complicated. Because I was cocky, because I had ego, because I had jealousy, because I had obsession. All those. I want to look up something real quick. I don't even care if anybody listens to this. This is just my therapy. stealing nothing. This is just a blog, guys. Yeah, it says, you have to examine what's at the root of your feelings. You want to get rid of jealousy, guys. Because jealousy and obsession, I swear it's like two of the big boys of reasons why people fucking break up. Because of the excessive thoughts and the excessive, talking. And I think there is such a thing as texting too much to the point where you guys are both going nuts. One person goes nuts and the other person goes nuts. And then the other person gets paranoid. And then the other it's just a vicious cycle. Jealousy can lead to feelings of anger, resentment, or sadness. But it can often tell you a thing or two about yourself. If you get that jealous twinge, ask yourself what lies at the root of it. Then take steps to change what you don't like in order to get what you want. Ooh. Examining your jealous feelings can give you insight on where they come from. Here's some examples. And this is the title of it, just so I don't get fucking dinged. 12 Ways to Let Go of Jealousy, medically reviewed by Janet Brito, PhD, blah, blah. Okay. A coworker's promotion can make you feel jealous. Like if your sister had a new relationship, that can make you feel jealous. When your partner starts spending a lot of time with a new friend, you feel jealous because that was the first sign you noticed when a previous partner cheated. This is why the number one reason why my relationship fucked up, except for the lying, which was a huge fucking killer bomb. My baby relationship, the ultimate one, my first love. My first love, inside joke, sorry. I let the past dictate every fucking thing that she was doing. And like she said, she was right. They are not your previous partners. You have to make that distinction. And yes, it's fear, like, oh, I'm not going to let that shit happen to me again. I get that. I understand that. But that's insecurity. And that has got to fucking go. And the insecurity, dude, it can just take all sorts of fucking problems. Like, you know this. I made blogs. I made a podcast about this. I've been a compulsive liar for a long, long time. And now you're like, oh, fuck that bitch. No, but I found out that it was actually genetic. My uncle told me stories for years about all these military experiences he had. All a lie. Found that out. My mother found that out. Yeah, it runs in my family. It runs in my family. Apparently, we have a hard time. We can tell the truth in some ways, but in other ways, we can't tell the truth. So, I'm knocking that out. I've been as brutally honest as possible ever since that shit came out, it was my actions that caused the breakup and a lot of other things. Just so many horrible things. But, voice your concerns. But yeah, that goes back to insecurity. Because I thought that, I had past relationships that, weren't necessarily that great. I've had a lot of people manipulate me over the years. A lot of people use me. And I get paranoid, I get delusional, and then I think she's out to get me. That's what I fucking realized about myself. And when you realize it and you're mindful of it, then you can stop it. Go over relationship boundaries. Okay, if you feel nervous about mentioning jealous feelings, try to remember they're totally normal. Your partner might even have some jealous feelings of their own at some point. Talk to a trusted friend. Put a different spin on jealousy. Jealousy is a strong emotion, and you might not feel very good when you're dealing with it. But instead of thinking at it as something negative, try looking at it as a helpful source of information. Jealousy tells you there's a difference between what you have and what you want. Oh, damn, that's good. She adds that unchecked jealousy can turn into self-blame and create a cycle that keeps you feeling deprived. Yep, I went through that. Consider the full picture. What the fuck is that? Yeah, we're still going. Thanks, guys, for staying with me. You never truly know what someone's going through, especially when you're just looking at social media. That's so fucking true, guys. I mean, I have tons of pictures of me smiling over the past few years, but was I really happy? No. I haven't been happy without her, since the breakup. I thought I was happy for a second, and it was an illusion, all of it. And I've had some pretty harsh lessons handed down to me since that whole shitstorm began. Practice gratitude for what you have. When I dealt with my jealousy, I realized that I was a child in so many ways. Stubborn. Bitchy when I didn't get what I wanted at that exact fucking moment. I've been spoiled. Don't spoil your kids, man. Gratitude is everything. Being grateful for what people are doing for you, or not what they're doing for you, who they are in your life. That they even care about you at all. Because I tell you what, man, the last 3, I went from someone caring, 2 people caring about me more than anything, from people not giving a fuck if I fucking die on the line. So, there's that. Yeah, a little gratitude, it said, can go a long way. Appreciate positive things in your life that don't relate to jealousy can help you realize that. Like, for example, my ex is friends with my other ex. Okay? I'll always have a bit of jealousy towards that. Did I used to have hell tons of fucking anger and jealousy towards that? Yes, I did. I've calmed down a lot. But I had that because I thought that they were going to push me aside. And what really happened was my best friend of a long time used to do that. She would find somebody that was a friend of mine, and then all of a sudden they would be inseparable, and she would forget about me. Same thing when in my childhood. When I went to church, I put 2 of my friends together, and what do? You know, they become best buds, and I'm left in the dirt. And so I did everything I could to, what's it called? Oh gosh, it was a good word. It's not manipulate, but it is something down that line. Not interject, but, damn it, it's gonna kill me. Anyway, to just not allow that from happening. I ransacked it. Oh, damn it. I'll think of the word later. If you guys have the word, please text it or something. Practice in the moment coping techniques. Coping with jealousy as it comes up won't help you work through underlying causes, but it can help to keep the distress at bay until you can deal with the underlying issues. turning your attention away from jealousy can also help keep you from acting on your feelings and doing something that could harm a relationship or friendship. And that's what I didn't. I thought I'm very, I'm impulsive. Says take a walk, give yourself space, take 10 minutes to do something calming. But yeah, enough of that. Healthline.com says 38 signs. Is your relationship toxic? When you're in a healthy relationship, everything just kind of works. Sure, there's always bumps in the road, but you generally make decisions together, openly discuss any problems that arise, and enjoy each other's company. Toxic relationships are another story, and when you're in one, it's harder to see red flags. Okay, what does it look like? Lack of support. Your time together has stopped being positive or supportive of your goals. Toxic communication. Instead of treating others with kindness, most of your conversations are filled with sarcasm, criticism, or overt hostility. You may even start avoiding talking to each other. Jealousy. What we just fucking talked about, man. That's nuts. It's normal to experience jealousy from time to time. It can become an issue if you can't get yourself to think or feel positively about their success. Controlling behaviors, questioning where you are all the time, if they're pissed off at you when you don't immediately answer texts. Yeah, this is actually going back to this from the past couple of days. Or not being overly upset, but being bothered by it. Both signs of controlling behavior, which can contribute to toxicity in a relationship. Attempts of control over you can be a sign of abuse too. Resentment, holding on to grudges. Grudges are a killer too, guys. Gotta let that shit go for it to be healthy. Dishonesty, that's where I fucked up. You find yourself constantly making up lies about your whereabouts. Well, I never did that, really. No, I didn't. Or who you meet up with to avoid spending time with your partner. Patterns of disrespect. Being chronically late, casually forgetting events, negative financial behaviors. They withdraw large sums of money without consulting you. Constant stress. Ignoring your needs. Lost relationships. This one's so important, guys. When people start falling off the fucking deep end, dude, something's not right. I'm just saying. Now, if those are toxic friendships and you just didn't realize it, then that's good that they're gone. But it says you stop spending time with friends and family either to avoid conflict with your partner or to get around having to explain what's happening in your relationship. Alternatively, you might find your free time is wrapped up in dealing with your partner. Lack of self-care. Yeah, so taking care of yourself goes down the tubes. You withdraw from hobbies you once loved, neglect your health. Hoping for change. This is a big one too, guys. How much time do I have? 25:07. I've got 40 out of 45 minutes. Yeah, I've got time. You might stay in the relationship because you see the other person's potential or think that if you just change yourself and your actions, they'll change as well. That's a myth, guys. I don't know everything about relationships. I don't even know half of it or a quarter. But I'm saying to you right now, if a person is crazy, like, okay, you know that they like to, I'm thinking of a good trait that's like, okay, they're a crazy person, but in a good way. You know, they're nuts. They have a lot of friends. And you want that to change. Well, okay, let's say that let's say you change that, okay? and they become yours and all yours. All right? They will revert back to that. And then they'll start getting depressed. And then it's not going to work anyway because they'll see you're fucking sad. They'll wonder why you're fucking sad. Then you guys will stop arguing. Then you'll start hiding it because you don't want to hurt their feelings. It's a vicious cycle. You cannot hope to change them. We are who we are. Some people cannot be changed. Some traits can be changed. Absolutely. Some nasty traits can totally be changed about a person. And it's cool to think positive about them. But when you only think when you have to think back and you can't even think of the last time that you've been, you were like giddy with them and had butterflies and all this shit. Time to reevaluate it. Oh God, this one just tore me up. Walking on eggshells. That's what my ex said to me that she did for the time that we were together. You worry that by bringing up problems, you'll provoke extreme tension. So you become conflict avoidant and keep any issues to yourself. And then eventually you fucking explode, and that's unhealthy too. Can the relationships be saved? If only one partner is invested in creating healthy patterns, there is little likelihood that a change in the relationship will occur. You have to be willing to invest. You both display an attitude of openness and willingness to invest in making the relationship better. Acceptance of responsibility, yeah. Own your shit. If they come back to you, own your shit. Recognize the past behaviors that have harmed the relationship is vital on both ends. It reflects an interest in self-awareness and self-responsibility. Shift from blaming to understanding. If you're both able to steer the conversation away from blaming and more toward understanding and learning, there may be a path forward. And openness to outside help. This is a big one. Sometimes you might need help to get things back on track, either through individual or couples counseling. Don't dwell on the past. View your partner with compassion. Start therapy. Find support. Practice healthy communication. Be accountable. Heal individually. That's what I've been doing. Hoping that we'll come back at the divine in divine timing. Hold space for the other's change. Let's see how much time I got. Yeah, that pretty much says the same thing. But anyway. To if you know me personally, to send me a message. If you don't know me personally, you can always send me a message. And, I care. I care about what people are going through. We might not all have been there at the same time, but in many ways, we've all know what pain feels like, what loneliness feels like, and I don't want anybody to have to experience that. So, with that, I'm just going to sign off. I know that was a lot. I know I got overexcited. Sorry. Just want to say to my ex that I'll always hold out hope for you. I really appreciate you contacting me. That was fucking awesome. If I don't hear from you for another, I don't know how long, that's okay. I'm gonna throw that in fate's hands and destiny's hands there. But we're twin flames, bitch, so you can't really fucking. I believe Leslie on that. Yeah, it's hard. It's who of you out there has twin flames? I'm in like 5 twin flame support groups, a twin flame separation group, a fucking twin flame union group, because it was making me so depressed. I was like, I just have to see pictures of people together, because it gave me hope during a really hard time in my life, past couple of years. So, but anyway, yeah. Hope this was helpful. Oh, and it's 11/11. That was me and my ex's anniversary, man. And get this, I got a court date this week on 11/11, our fucking anniversary, man. Judgment cometh. So I'm gonna see how that fucking flies. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, I have no idea what is to come or to come about, but you know that we're about it up in here. It's always improv. It's never edited, and that's what Holly D Live is. So thank you for fucking tuning in, and I love you guys. Have a good night. Be safe.